He said to Noah, "It's going to rain." Well, never was a cloud in the sky. The biggest stream of water was a branch, where God irrigated the land, a little spring somewhere. That's the biggest stream of water there was. Now people say, how in the world is there going to come any water down from up there? Show me where it's at, up there in all that hot sun. If there ain't any up there, if God said build an ark and it's coming, it's my business to build the ark and get ready because it's coming. He's Jehovah Jireh. He can provide water up there. And the only thing He done was let man, foolish, silly man, do exactly with his science to bring to pass that what He knew would come. God never destroyed the world. Man destroys the world. God don't destroy nothing. God tries to preserve everything. Man destroys himself by his knowledge. Like He did in the Garden of Eden at the tree, so forth. And so some fanatic got a hold of some atomic power somewhere that they had it, they could work with it then. Because they could do things then with it that we have never learned yet. We are not that far advanced. Maybe take 3 or 4 years yet or more before we can do it, to do what they did. They built the pyramids and the Sphinx and so forth. We could never do that. We couldn't reproduce that. There's no way for us to do it. Only unless we can get an atomic power. Gasoline power, electric power wouldn't lift one of them boulders, wouldn't move it off the ground. And some of them are city block high up in the air, weighing 1 billion tons. How'd they get them up there? See, they know it. And they let that loose. Somebody let one of them atomic bombs fly into the screen of some others back in the days, because as it was in the days of Noah, as it was, that kind of a civilization, that kind of a smart people, as it was in the days of Noah, so will it be, so will it be in the coming of the Son of Man. A repeat of what it was. Amen. Here not long ago they dug up a modern waterworks. It was down here in Mexico before the antediluvian flood. You seen it? It's in the paper. Right? A modern waterworks, just like we have now, had sunk so far beneath the ground. Some atomic something covered it over. She just blew up and went over like that. See? Now, as it was in the days of Noah, smart man with their atomic powers and everything, could build pyramids and sphinx and so forth. It's been man's idea since the very beginning of time to try to outsmart or do something greater than his Creator. He wants to show his Creator that he's smarter than he is. What does he do? Just God lets him go and finally kills himself. There was a tree in the Garden of Eden called the tree of life. There was one called the tree of knowledge. When man left the tree of life where he was eating to live forever, the first bite he took from the tree of knowledge, he separated himself from God and brought death to his soul. That's right. And ever since then, every time he bites off of that tree of knowledge, he destroys himself. He bit off gunpowder, kills his brother, his comrade. He bit off automobile, science. What does he do? Kill more than all the wars put together. He's got himself a hydrogen bomb now. I wonder what he's going to do with that. See, man destroys himself by knowledge, and he'll never by education or knowledge ever find his way back to God. And that tree, he dies by that tree. Now, we find out, but he always tries to outsmart, do something better. And it's true, he makes a prettier species. But he always tries to outsmart his maker. He thinks that he knows better, and God never does destroy anything. Man destroys himself by his knowledge. God doesn't destroy anything. It's man by his knowledge destroys himself. So therefore, if you would take time, go back in the Scriptures and chase the lineage of Cain and then the lineage of Seth, you'll find out that the lineage of Cain were the smart man, the scientists, the workers of wood, the workers of metal, scientists. And they all perished in the antediluvian destruction. But the lineage of Seth were humble farmers, sheep raisers. Watch how they come down. That line of Seth, it come down a humble, righteous man, on down through Enoch, on down to Noah, to the end of the antediluvian destruction. Look at Cain's line. Become smart people, educated, science. Don't the Bible say, did not Jesus say that the children of this world are wiser than the children of the kingdom? Look at the side of Cain yesterday. Smart, educated, skeptic, very religious. See? Very religious. But scientists, builders, great man. Take great men. Look at Thomas Edison. Many great men. Look at Einstein. The brains of the world. So-called today, the brains of the world, but we don't try to use brains. We let the mind that was in Christ be in us and look to this world and call that so. Medical doctors, though, we salute them with whatever we have. But the most of those are skeptics, agnostics. Look at the smart and intelligent people today. They're on that side over there, the Cain side. But look at the humble and meek. As it was in that day, so will it be. But the work's to be cut short in this day. Because there's to be a raptured people taken out. Like Enoch. There's to be a people carried over. We're in that class this morning. The people is carried over like Noah was through the flood. But remember, before, don't forget this, before one drop of rain fell, before there was one thing in the sky, before Noah ever had the ark completed, Enoch was taken home. Enoch was raptured without death. He started walking one day, and gravitation lost its hold on him, and he found one foot a little higher, another foot a little higher, another foot a little higher, and the first thing you know, he said, "Farewell, world." Let's walk on up into glory. And when Noah Looked around and couldn't find Enoch anywhere. He looked around, he didn't know where Enoch went. And he says, time to get to building the ark. They went to work on the ark to carry over the ring. Be faithful, faithful pilgrim. In the days of Enoch, just before the flood, when Enoch looked out there and saw Noah building away on that ark, Enoch was a prophet. Enoch knew that he was a type. And he knew that before the floods came, that he had to give an example. So one afternoon, it was becoming to him to take a walk. It was becoming that he'd take this walk with God. And somehow that day he changed his path. Instead of going around the side of the hill, he took the King's Highway. And he just kept on walking. And they found him not because he was not, but he walked on up the King's Highway. Oh God, let me be like Enoch. When the hour comes that I must take the path, let me find the King's Highway. I can see Enoch, as he knew it was becoming to him, for he was a prophet. He knew what was going to happen. So I can see him kiss his wife goodbye and say, darling, I'll see you later. Take up his children and kiss them goodbye, and go down to his married son, his married daughter, and kiss them goodbye and say, where are you going, Father? Are you going out for a little walk? Yes, going for a stroll. But he never took the old familiar path that day. He took the King's Highway. And he went on to glory. It was becoming to him to do so. He didn't want to leave, but yet it was becoming to him that he fulfilled all righteousness. Because he was a type of the church today. He was a type of the church that's going to take an afternoon stroll one of these afternoons. We're going to strike the King's Highway, and away we'll go.